Hello everybody, this is a Scryings deck. So in case you don't know what Scryings is, it is a custom-made format by the old school Swedish community. It includes some cards, not all of the cards, but just some of them from the Ice Age block, also Visions, Mirage and Weatherlight. So cards from 94 up to Weatherlight are also included there. And it's just a handful of cards from each of those sets, and they are some iconic cards. There are some interesting cards that would work well with the old school card pool that we've got. So I will make a separate video on that because unfortunately this format is not very well known nowadays, but I think it deserves some kind of a look at once again. But again, as I have said, this is an Enduring Renewal deck, and in case you know what this card actually does, you will probably understand what kind of combo we've got. But in case you haven't, then let's look at it, and then we will see this deck in action as we usually do. Okay, so this is the mana base. We don't have a lot of lands. We have got 8 islands, we've got 4 plains, 4 tundras, 4 cities of brass, and of course all the fast mana that we can get, because this is a rather fast deck. It either gets to the combo and wins, or it dies because just there isn't simply enough control elements. You cannot squeeze all of the nice things into one deck. So yes, we've got Brain Geyser. Not only is it a great draw card, but also, as we will see, a nice finisher if we're able to combo off that. Of course, Time Walk as well, because we need tempo. We're trying to get to our combo. And okay, we'll talk about the combo in a second. Then we've got Howling Mine, again, in order to try and get to the combo. Again, it can be controversial, can be changed, maybe it can be replaced with something, because Howling Mine, of course, has its dangers, because if our opponent draws into some disruptive elements, then probably it will be easier for them to stop us from comboing, but we'll see about that. Then we've got Ancestral, of course, Transmute Artifact, because 2 parts from this particular deck, 2 key cards, I would actually say 2 combo pieces, are artifacts. Then we've got Resurrection, Moat, and here is an Ice Age card from Scryings. This is Deflection. So this basically lets you redirect spell target, and there are a lot of different things you can do. Of course, we are all dreaming of redirecting a huge fireball into our opponent instead of us, but most likely it's going to be something small, maybe disenchant, again to stop them from disenchanting your combo pieces, or maybe to stop them making you discard cards. So a lot of things. The problem is that it's 4 mana, and it's not always viable. So, you know, it's one of those cards that people were excited about even when it was released, and then people mostly got a little bit disappointed with that. It can even serve as a counter, because you can cast it in response to a counter spell, and while it's on stack, you can change the target of counter spell. So that also works as far as I remember. I'm just talking about Misdirection. So Misdirection is another card which is essentially the same but costs 6 mana, but has the alternative of pitching a card like Force of Will, but without the loss of life, from Mercadian Masks. Anyway, this is a card that exists but doesn't really work. Again, it's just card that is included in Scryings. Then we've got Mirror Universe. So Mirror Universe is a card that I didn't really know much about until I really got into old school, and it's a really spectacular card, and I think it doesn't get enough love. It's a great thing, of course. So essentially, if you cast it in the right time, you will be able to literally turn tables on your opponent and reverse the life total, which could be rather interesting in this particular deck. Next, we've got Memory Lapse. So again, it's a tempo card. There are 2 copies. Counter target spell for only 1 colorless and 1 blue, but you put that spell on top of its owner's library. So, you know, later we got Remand, some other cards that just give us tempo. And, you know, it's not that terrible, especially if you have got some extra cards to draw and so on. Maybe it will actually help you stop your opponent, and at least maybe will help you resolve your combo if you engage in counter war or something like that. Then we have got the traditional counter package, 1 mana drain and 4 original counter spells. But here is the combo itself, right? So let's look at the actual combo here. So this is Enduring Renewal from Ice Age, as you can see. Here is what it says. It is a really game-changing enchantment. Play with the cards in your hand face up on the table. So basically, you always reveal your hand to your opponent. And if you draw a creature card from a library, discard it. So your opponent knows all of your draws and knows what you have in your hand. And whenever a creature goes to a graveyard from play, put that creature into your hand. So what essentially means this card is that every time that you cast it, you will not be able to draw creatures of library. So it makes sense to have some creatures in your hand already or on the battlefield. And then we can go absolutely crazy. For example, with Ashnod's Altar and a creature that is completely free to cast, such as Ornithopter. So you can cast Ornithopter, sacrifice it to add 2 mana, and instead of dying, it will be returned to our hand. So as a result, you get infinite mana. It's a 3-card combo, okay, I understand. It's not that stellar, and these cards don't really do anything on their own, but it's just an amazing thing to do. So you can get infinite mana like that. Another thing you can do is you can use your Trike, okay? So you can use Trike, even without the Altar, for example. And Trike will simply be able to shoot your opponent, and maybe you can find some other way to destroy your Trike, or maybe, I don't know, it can be just 2 damage to your opponent or the target and the 1 damage to itself. Then it returns to your hand, then you cast Trike again. So basically it's unlimited Trikes as soon as you, as long as you have mana, and again you can get 2 extra mana for just sacking this Trike. Or again, what you can do is simply have infinite mana and then do this Trike combo, or in case a Trike doesn't work, you can use Rocket Launcher and do infinite amount of damage to your opponent. So as you can see, this is what we need a Transmute Artifact for. We can search for Trike, we can search for Ornithopter, we can search for the Altar or the Rocket Launcher. And the reason why searching is so important is that as soon as we cast Enduring Renewal, we cannot draw any creature. So any creature that you draw will be discarded. So if you tutor for it, however, the limitation wouldn't work. And also this is why we have got 1 copy of Resurrection here, because Resurrection will help us to bring back the creature that was wrongfully killed in some way. So this is the deck, right? Again, it is for the Scryings set, the Scryings rule set of Old School Magic. And now let's see this deck in action. And here's an update on our Patreon goal. Unfortunately, we didn't reach the Patreon goal of 10 patrons before the beginning of October, but we are going to move this to 10 patrons before 2024. And I would like to thank our new patron Andy, and also of course our current patrons who are Plague Doctor and Cam. And in any case, I really thank you for your continuous support, whether you are supporting me on Patreon or not. But the good thing is that our current rank is If Biff Ifrit, because he's got 3 power. So the road from Cavern to Leviathan continues. So please check the patreon.com/mtg_Phil page, and let's make it happen. If we do succeed, then there will be a completely new website. Actually, I haven't announced that yet, but it is something that I have already registered, the domain, and there I will host not only the content that is already here, but also some kind of a platform for Old School Magic, and we'll also have a Forge and Forge decks there, and also the app that I have been developing. So let's make it happen, 10 patrons before 2024. Once again, I highly appreciate your support. So let us play against an Atlantic White Weenie deck.
So what's very important to remember is that our opponent doesn't understand how combo decks work. So this is important not only because AI cannot really play a combo deck very often, but also AI doesn't really understand how combo pieces fit together. So it means that AI probably wouldn't be able to disrupt your combo, and sometimes this gives us a slightly optimistic look. So we're going to keep this, of course. And by that I mean that we can probably think that our deck is better than it actually is. So, okay, we have a very good start. We have a moat, and we'll cast it right away. We'll probably catch a disenchant, but again, there is... Okay, here it is. There is a limited number of disenchants. That's probably for the best, because we want to make sure that our combo pieces don't get countered, or, I mean, destroyed by disenchant. Okay, so Holding Mind, Black Lotus, this is a fast start. Do we say Sarah? No, just the order. And, oops, that was an Armageddon. Okay, then. Okay, so this leaves me with just one Ornithopter. And, okay, Crusade, attack for 3. Right. So, 2 lands. Still too slow, I'm afraid. Okay, now I've got 3 lands. I've got the Ornithopter, and I actually have Trike, and I have the Altar. So next turn, yeah, I'm sure that we are going to survive. So we are going to live until the next turn. And the next turn we will sacrifice 1 Ornithopter. But okay, wait, we don't have the second white mana. This can be a bit trickier. But again, we've got a Holding Mine. So what are we going to do? Okay, White Knight. Do we get a white mana? Yeah, we do have a white mana. Perfect. Okay, so now I have a perfect chance to demonstrate how this deck actually works. So turn 11, this means my turn 6, I think. And here is Enduring Renewal. So there is Enduring Renewal. Doesn't get disenchanted, I hope. So what we're doing is that we're sacking both of Ornithopters. They get immediately back into our hands. Then we do the same thing. So they both get into our hand. Cast them again. Keep track of the mana we've got here. We'll need a lot, because 6 mana equals only 3 damage here. So as you understand, in Forge there is no way to automate that, because of course with the opponent you would be able to just say, okay, I'm doing this, I don't know, 100,000 times, and you're getting this arbitrarily large amount of damage, as they like to say. Not infinite, but arbitrarily large. And, you know, it's very important not to misclick. Because if you misclick and you accidentally move on to the next phase, your mana disappears and, okay, you will essentially lose. So how much mana do we have? 40. This should be enough, I think. Okay, so we cast Strike. We kill... Well, it's not that we kill our opponent right away. We deal 3 damage. Then we sack Trike. Then Trike goes back. Then we... Okay, why did I say sack Trike? We don't sack Trike. But I cannot cancel it, can I? Oh, I can. So, okay, shoot for 3 damage again. Then sack Trike. Resolves. Okay, we have to resolve the damage. Again, be very careful not to misclick. Sack Trike. 1, 2, 3. Trike goes back. And again, it was a little bit too fast. 1, 2, 3. Deal the damage. Trike goes back. This was excessive. How did I count the mana that I would need? Don't need that much mana, actually. 1, 2, 3. And here is the final 2 damage that we need. So there it is. We won the game. It was quite lucky. Not going to use sideboard. And okay, let's try that. Let's try that because we've got Mirror Universe. Let's try and keep. Because again, White Queen is a very fast deck. And usually it's a good idea to test it. To test against this deck. Because if it's fast enough against a White Winnie, on a good day, so to say, then probably we can do that. Okay, so Memory Lapse. This is just to slow down your opponent. I'm playing Memory Lapse because it is one of those Scryings cards. And yes, we will have, as I said, a proper look at Scryings because there are so many cards. I will show you the part of my collection that I own when it comes to Scryings cards. And we'll discuss all of the other cards that are there. And okay, so look, here we have got Enduring Renewal, but Enduring Renewal is such a game-changing card. As you understand, if we actually use it, then we won't be able to go back. So it means that most likely if we actually draw into Ornithopter, we wouldn't be able to do anything. It will go into graveyard. So that's why we have got, as I said, Resurrection. But there is only one copy of Resurrection, so we have to be careful. And also we don't have the Sacrifice outlet now. So with Trike it's a little bit better. Why? Because Trike can basically destroy itself, but then it's just a bit too expensive, right? Because it's 6 damage. I mean, sorry, 6 mana, but only 2 damage, because the third point of damage, it should shoot itself to go back into your hand. So, okay, not entirely sure whether we should do this, but on the other hand, why shouldn't we? Because, you know, these things are going quite fast. And, alright, again, the deck is based on Enduring Renewal, so might as well play it. Okay, our opponent is not very lucky here, because still has only 1 land, but, you know, 1 land is not such a big problem for White Winnie. 5 mana doesn't do anything. So yeah, as you understand, we have to reveal everything to our opponent. And look, there is Crusade, and we are almost dead. We're almost dead. And here is Ornithopter that goes into our graveyard. However, now we have got 6 mana. So what are we going to do with 6 mana? I think it's fair to just cast Strike. Because if we use Mirror Universe, then we're going to have 4 life because of City of Brass, and the next turn our opponent just kills us. And we want them to be, you know, at 4 life, but no, we wouldn't be able to switch those things. So basically, yes, it is Ornithopter maybe next turn, but now it's Trike. And also technically we could resurrect Trike next turn. So, okay, let's see what our opponent is going to do. Maybe we'll catch a Disenchant or Swords, but at least we will be able to use... But Swords actually would be very bad. But anyway, we'll be able to use... Didn't attack? Oh, okay, that's nice. Okay, here's White Knight. Okay, let's think here. Right, so we will be able to use Trike, but should we do it right now? Probably not. Okay, this is the altar, which is very good, because we've got this, you know, part of the combo. Oh, but okay, wait. Did I just say that we've got a part of the combo? We've got everything, but okay, it's 3 mana to cast the altar. Then we can sacrifice Strike. Then we have got 4 mana to cast Resurrection. We bring Ornithopter back to life. And we have our infinite combo. Our opponent is tapped out. And Trike goes back to our hand. Okay, so we got it. We got it. So you saw this just very, very lucky turn of events. But okay, just have to be careful not to screw things up. Okay, 3 mana. Here's the altar. Okay. Okay, here's the altar. So let's just shoot at our opponent. 1, 2, and 3. Yes, remove the counter. 1, 2, 3. Sacrifice Strike. Then, with this mana, we will cast Resurrection on Ornithopter, who costs 0 mana. So we just start spinning Ornithopter here. Always goes back to our hand. And here is the combo with Trike again. So yes, as I told you, we do have Rocket Launcher here, but Rocket Launcher is basically redundant because Trike plays basically the same role. Again, the point in using Rocket Launcher is that Rocket Launcher is it's not a creature, right? It's an artifact. So this will help us not to put it into graveyard using Enduring Renewal and not being able to resurrect it because there's only one resurrect and it's not very reliable. Okay, I think that's enough mana, right? But again, I have to make you sit through the whole combo. I will be honest with you, these are rather lucky games, both of these, because normally this deck is not expected to win 2 games. It's not expected to win a match so easily against a white Weenie, because our opponent had a problem with mana this time, and previous turn was different. I mean, previous game, but still. And of course, the beginning was not that good. It wasn't a stellar beginning for us either, because we only started with Mirror Universe. I was kind of hoping that I would be able to show you how Mirror Universe works. But anyway, okay, I have to do my math with Trike. So, okay, this is 6 mana for 3 damage, right? And, okay, so I don't know. I didn't count things properly. So anyway, we win again. So that's very lucky. All right, now let's play against some deck which is probably even tougher, even worse. So let's make it a Black Weenie. Okay, so Hymn to Torak, you know, things like that. This is a terrible hand which I will not keep. So let's mulligan and hope for the best. Okay, mode, not perfect. But okay, I will get rid of this and hope for the best. Okay, so at least we don't get Dark Ritual. No crazy fast starts. Hymn to Torak. Urg Raiders. Okay, Urg Raiders is not something we should be afraid of. So 2 mana. 2 mana. I think I will try Howling Mine right away. Because in black, as you know, there is no artifact removal. Okay, so here is Hypnotic Spectre, a card we don't want at all. And probably I just hurried a bit too much, because Moat is not going to save us. Ornithopter could be able to save us. Okay, so yeah, here's the second card for the turn. This one. And okay, I think I'm just going to hope that Hypnotic Spectre attacks, or okay, maybe I should even sacrifice Ornithopter. Okay, this is what I will do, I guess. But I really want to get Trike here next turn, and I hope that the opponent is going to cast something. I will mana drain it, and then I will have enough mana for Trike, because I absolutely must destroy Hypnotic Spectre next turn. Okay, so let's block. You know, always a pity to do this, just chump blocking, but it's better to lose Ornithopter than to lose some more important card. And okay, also look, here is our Ornithopter as a form of compensation. So are we getting close to where we want to be or not? So we can get the altar, but we still don't have Enduring Renewal because there are only 3 copies. Actually, 3 copies, I'm not sure this is the best decision. I simply have 3 copies in paper. That's why I put 3 copies here. But I think it seems correct. So we shouldn't have 4. This looks a bit too much. Okay, anyway, the problem is that we didn't get to counter. But why? Why didn't we get to counter using Mana Drain? What was I thinking? I didn't counter Order. Because, okay, so Order we can deal with using just Mode. Okay, that's very silly. So, okay, this is what I will do. Okay, that's a Swamp. I will block again. Sengir Vampire. Okay, now that's bad. Now that's bad. Sengir is big. Sengir is big. And Trike is not going to save me. So, okay, this is an absolute disaster of a game. An absolute disaster of a game, as you see. So, I'm not sure what I'm doing anymore. I probably should cast maybe rocket launcher. I don't know what I'm doing really. And hymned. Okay, good. So, right, you saw how badly I'm playing. It's not that I had a bad start. It's just that I really screwed up this one. Okay, so fine. Let's play another one. Okay, so here we have deflection. I hope you will be able to see it in action, because our opponent might have a couple of spells we can deflect. And the problem of this card is that, of course, it just costs too much. And you think about it that, yes, okay, it's a versatile card you can use, but okay. So I'm not going to keep this anyway. And which card should I return to the bottom of the library? Maybe the island? Okay, so this time I'm going first. So let's start with this. And here is Dark Ritual, Hypnotic Spectre, of course. So yeah, as you see, this is a tough matchup. This is a tough matchup. Bad Moon to boot. Losing my land. And okay. So here is Time Walk. Just nets us one extra card. 1, 2. And should we just target ourselves to get 2 more cards? That's okay. I think I'll block him to Torak. Okay. Oh, now that's a gamble. Are we going to get Trike discarded? I hope it's going to be a City of Brass, but I'm sure it's going to be Trike. No. We're rather lucky. And we do get a land. Perfect. Hooray. So let's destroy Hypnotic, which is always so much trouble. Okay, you know, I think we still haven't lost. So there's Urg Raiders. Hymn. Okay. 1, 2, 3 cards. So we have a champ blocker. I would like to get Mirror Universe here, of course. And okay, Drain Life. Not what I want to see. Let us champ block. Strike without counters is quite useless anyway. So, okay, here is one more champ blocker. And the deflection, I would really like to see deflection in action now. Okay, so we can get hymned. Bad Moon. Let's jump block. And here's Black Knight and Order and Black Knight. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. So, okay, not many things can save me now. Obviously, one of them is a moat, but I only have 1 copy. So, let me just do this. And, okay, is there anything we can do now? So rocket launcher cannot be used. It kind of has summoning sickness. It's an artifact which is that big. It is so big that it basically has summoning sickness. Oh no. But okay, it's not going to help us anyway because it just costs so much. Right. Well, I'll just cast the altar. And, okay, we're dead anyway. We're dead anyway, so... Right, so couldn't win against Black Weenie. And, okay, so last deck I'm going to show here. Let it be, okay, Lion Dib. So let's play against Lion Dib, deck from 2023. And again, it would be, of course, fair to play against Scryings deck. But yeah, simply I didn't put any Scryings decks into the database here. But I think that this is something I should have done. Because, okay, here we don't have a lot of scrying elements. So again, we just have deflection, memory lapse, and most importantly, enduring renewal. So even those two cards, you know, I could easily replace memory lapse, for example, with power sync, or my favorite spell blast, and deflection, again, with some counter magic, or just some more efficient cards. So yeah, it's really all about enduring renewal just. Okay, so yeah, we've got transmute artifact. Didn't get to use it previous turn, but okay, we can use it to search for the combo piece. Maybe we can get Howling Mine. I'm not sure it's a good idea here. So okay, disenchant our soul ring. Do I care? No, probably don't care that much. You know, I would rather counter something more serious, some kind of a threat maybe. And okay, definitely no regrets if you kill my Thopter. But the order I would like to counter. Okay, so got order countered. Now, 4 mana rocket launcher, let it just sit here. So here is the dib. And okay, 3 mana for the altar. I need more mana because, well, 4 would require 8 mana, 4 damage. No, doesn't look feasible really. So a good idea would be probably to find a trike. How would trike help me? Just to put some pressure on our opponent? I am not entirely sure about this. Or we can just sacrifice the altar because I don't see the combo pieces just yet. Difficult to say really. Yeah, I think this is what I will do because I have just enough mana. Oh, okay, then forget about it. There is mana drain anyway. Let's remember that these decks are very, very streamlined. They're very well optimized. Okay, so now I know where to put this rocket launcher. And I think that dib would still be the death of me here, because we only have 4 turns to live. And our opponent, I'm sure, has got plenty of threats. Again, a lot of efficient stuff, just very, very well streamlined deck. Okay, so we do have the combo pieces, but you see what the problem is? We don't have enough. I mean, we don't have anything to kill our opponent with. We don't have the finisher. We just used the glorious rocket launcher. But again, if we remember what our opponent had 5 damage on the table, and probably I could have survived, but okay, it was maybe too much of a gamble. Maybe I shouldn't have used it. I don't know. Because if we have infinite mana, then rocket launcher is just a win immediately. Well, okay, not much to do, but here is a little trick that I want to show you, because look, now that we have got Enduring Renewal, we can chump block forever with our Ornithopter. That's very important. And this, of course, only works if you have as many creatures as your opponent does, because now it's going to be more painful. And remember that if we draw into Trike, for example, it's not going to save us, because Trike will go directly into Graveyard because of the ability. So there's one more order. So I think this is just another example of how I lost pretty badly, and I was very close, but now my opponent will definitely pump the knights, because as you have noticed, AI doesn't always do that, but it always does so for the finisher. So okay, let's play the last game, and this way we will have played 3 matches with this deck. Okay, so I'll keep, and yeah, they were pretty short, as you can see. Well, except for the time where I had to go off really with the combo. So Always seems like a waste when you do that, but there isn't much you can do. Okay, so time walk into mana drain, and yeah, of course, this is what I will do. Then I will be able to access Mirror Universe. I will be able to cast it. Wait, what's happening? Oh, okay. Didn't pass priority. Do we have disenchant? No, at least not now. Do we have a soul ring? I don't know how many disenchants there are in the main deck. Usually there are quite a lot of disenchants. Okay, so let's just let our opponent try to destroy us. And, okay, should we be more careful here and leave 2 mana for counter spell in case opponent wants to destroy Mirror Universe, or just go all in? 3 cards in hand. And we don't have Howling Bind. So, okay, I think if our opponent wanted to destroy Mirror Universe, he would have destroyed it earlier. I don't know really. So let's just say play a little bit riskier. Okay, so we've got the Lotus. Our risky play was actually rewarded because we can cast Counterspell in case Mirror Universe gets destroyed. So, okay, now it's going to be interesting because we will be able to win if everything goes according to our plan. We'll be able to win even without using the combo with Enduring Renewal. Because again, we get to 10. Then we have Chaos Orb, which I will counter. Chaos Orb works in a slightly weird way here, and I'm not sure that our opponent would have actually chosen Mirror Universe as a target. And actually here it's not very reliable. Okay, pass, lose priority. Yes, no mana burn. Okay, that's fine. So, okay, next turn we're going to have, but again, maybe our opponent has a bolt, but still, it's important to be above 1 life. Okay, that's all. Okay, so look, this is what I'm talking about. Disenchant on Howling Mine. Okay, and also why is it happening during our main phase after we drew the card already? You know, yeah, it's just discrediting itself this way. Okay, so yes, attack me. 6 Javelineers. Okay. We're still alive. Maybe I should have used Mirror Universe right now. But okay, this is going to be for 5, right? Then we should have 1 life. At least I hope so. What if our opponent has Bolt? Okay, we're at 1, and there is no Bolt. No counterspell. Okay, be careful not to miss the trigger. Upkeep trigger. Yes. Exchange life totals. And here's our trike. Hooray. So, this is just another example of win condition. Of course, yes, our opponent should have destroyed our Mirror Universe, not Howling Mine. So, yeah. But anyway, let's play the last game. Because matches are in general just more interesting than the games. And if you're watching up to this point, then I think that you might as well watch the last game. So, okay, this is not a very good hand that we capped, I will be honest with you. We're just hoping that we will... Oh, okay, I should have blocked. Because Javelineers are just 1-1. Okay, going to try and destroy my Thopter. That's perfectly fine. Okay, here's Chaos Orb. Also, what did he want to destroy? The card landed on island. So yeah, this is how it works. It still works in this random way. Okay, we have to look at the source code. And, you know, Forge is a very interesting and very intricate piece of software. But, yeah, unfortunately, I haven't looked at the source code. This would be a very interesting, of course, thing to discover how these cards actually work. They're also using AI They're using machine learning for basically rules programming. That's very interesting, you know, how they're trying to teach AI to recognize the language of magic, so to say. So, I think amazing. And okay, so we have a combo, right? We have the combo. So unless our opponent wants to destroy something, we won again. So there it is. I'm actually quite surprised because when I play tested it on my mobile device, I wasn't that lucky. And on the other hand, I did manage to win maybe a couple of times against Black Weenie, but of course it's probably the toughest matchup. I thought it would be White Weenie because White Weenie has Disenchant, and Black actually doesn't have, at least in the main deck, doesn't have any ways of dealing with enchantments. I mean, all that Black has is the disc, which isn't always there, and also, of course, Black has a Chaos Orb, which is restricted. So again, this was an overkill. Why did I spend so much mana? Not the right thing to do. Just kept you waiting, sadly. So there it is. While I'm finishing the combo, just want to thank you for watching. And again, this was my very first Scryings deck that I ever made. And I actually played this deck in real life, and the results were pretty terrible. Because again, Scryings is a format which is quite different, and you know, it makes sense. So if you actually play Scryings, it's not only that you want to optimize your deck, but also you want to play with those cards that are included in Scryings. So you want to play with cards from Visions, Mirage, the Ice Age block and everything, right? Okay, so there it is, we won. Again, maybe a bit too optimistic, but it's just fun to look at this combo. Enduring Renewal is just an amazing card. So interesting to use. So thank you for watching. We'll definitely talk more about Scryings, and stay tuned for games.